What's up to all of my Aquarians out there, and welcome back to Pulse of the Cosmos. Today we're going to be talking about this upcoming full moon lunar eclipse happening in Capricorn on Saturday, July 4th, Sunday, July 5th of 2020. So let's get into it for you guys, my Aquarians. This is going to be happening in your 12th house, and we have a few other players involved. We have our retrograde Pluto and our retrograde Jupiter and their conjunction over there in Capricorn, and we also have Saturn having retrograded back from Aquarius and into Capricorn now. So some big energies here, and a lot of review and a lot of reflection on the past, couple years of our lives. We're going back to December 19th of 2017 when Saturn came into Capricorn. And we've undergone a series of tests and a series of transformations and a series of tribulations and a series of very karmically tied events, and even more so for you, my Aquarians, because this has been in your 12th house. This has been in your house of karma and of karmic endings and of even hidden enemies that you've had to deal with, past life energy that you've had to deal with, very matters that deal very much so with even the spiritual realm, undergoing some spiritual blockages, maybe getting rid of some spiritual attachments, but a lot of energy in this area of your life where there's been called to be a lot of endings, which can be a very intense time. I know it has been for a lot of my Aquarians out there, especially my Aquarian risings. So with this full moon, with this lunar eclipse, there's a sense of completion to this, or there's a sense of, there's a sense of release of some of the energy, or maybe some of, release of, all right, that's an area of my life that I've cleansed out. That's an area of my life that I can, release to the universe now, because I'm not going to hold on to this energetically. Where you're getting back in touch, you're getting more in tune with yourself and what you love and who you are, and connecting with what feels divine to you, and kind of re-entering into the world. So, and this kind of energy is going to be, we've got this eclipse energy lasting about 6 months. So you'll see this kind of stuff start playing out within the next 6 months, kind of really feeling, I believe, some sense of healing from a lot of the work that you've been doing. Maybe where you've been feeling some kind of blockage there, the blockage is going to be released. But whatever it is, this is coming into the completion of a lot of this hard work that you've done, surrounding yourself and clearing out a lot of this karma, and getting rid of some of these toxic behaviors and toxic patterns and toxic people and toxic systems in your life, and looking to connect from a more aligned place. This is definitely a moment of okay, there's going to be a sense of energetic release within the next 6 months from this. So let's see here. I'm going to pull from the cards and see what's going on for my Aquarians there. This could even bring about some kind of major... A lot of you guys have been feeling a lot of your psychic gifts kind of come to the forefront. And this eclipse is happening in gate signs, in Cancer and in Capricorn. So there's going to be a lot of spiritual energy around, a lot of spiritual energy coming in. So pay attention to those psychic signs. Pay attention to those messages. Pay attention to some of the things that are coming to you from that very spiritual, intuitive way. But in any case, let's see here. Okay, so the first card we pulled is the Seven of Swords. So what this tells me is that maybe some of you are not fully thinking through your plans on certain situations, or you've kind of neglected paying attention to the reality of some situations in your life. Where you're not really making comprehensive decisions. By ignoring these things, it's going to come back to bite your butt in the end. This could also, another manifestation of this could be that there's some manipulation going on in the air, either with you or with someone around you, feeling like they're getting away with something that isn't quite fully thought through, and it's a sneaky kind of card to get, maybe some theft. So let's see here. Our challenge for you guys is in the Two of Swords. So this might very well be you needing to cut off some kind of toxic person or some kind of situation. There's some kind of decision that needs to be made here. About a certain direction or a certain situation in your life. This could be something that you've maybe been holding on to until this very kind of end point that you really need to release through this full moon, and kind of really release this piece of karma from your life. And you can see this woman sitting here, the waters are so rough behind her, and she's got her just heart chakra blocked off. She seems like very calm, but on the surface she seems very still, but behind here there's a lot going on. So maybe a lot of you guys have a lot going on and you're not talking about it with anybody. Maybe you have a lot on your plate and you feel scared to reach out to people you're close to let them know. Feel okay to do that. Feel okay to drop the weight a little bit, to unblock your heart chakra a little bit and speak from your heart space to connect and make those decisions. Cut those things off. Drop the swords. This is frozen. There's a frozen decision you're refusing to make here about some kind of maybe toxic situation in your life. But let's see here. Let's pull another here. But you know the truth. But you know the truth, my Aquarians. This is something that you're definitely cognizant of what the decision needs to be made is. You're definitely cognizant of what the truth of this situation is and what direction is taking you towards a place of more alignment and what direction is taking you away from the divine. We pulled the Ace of Swords. And, you know, this is using your intellect. This is using your knowledge. This is using connecting with kind of like the facts and the data and seeing the truth of the situation. This is a lot of swords. This is a lot of swords. So this is a lot of mental activities. So maybe you're feeling very mentally overstressed out a lot this week. You're in your mind a lot. It might be good to get out and do some grounding, to go kind of put your feet in the earth for a little bit. But there's definitely, you see the truth, you know the truth, you see the divine way. Your guides are with you. You're getting the kind of messages, you're seeing the signs, but there's a refusal to acknowledge or make some kind of decision to kind of cut yourself off from this situation or this thing or this person or this environment that's not fully aligned and might even have a manipulative quality involved here. So let's see here. We'll pull another card. A lot of swords for you guys. We did pull the Knight of Swords. So yeah, the Knight of Swords is, you know, he's a rebel with a cause, right? So, and he will charge off into those directions that he feels purposeful about. And he will make decisions based from, he's a strategic knight more so. He's thinking about his next steps. He's not like the Knight of Wands, who's kind of a little bit more undirected. This Knight of Swords is armed with information. So you are armed with enough information, my Aquarians out there, to charge into better and more aligned directions for yourself. You are armed with enough information to charge into the new future and create the new life for yourself that you want. You are armed with the healing, and you are armed with the divine spirit, and you are armed with the knowledge to kind of heal and walk into some of these new spaces. But again, this is a lot of swords. I would really, really look out for your mental health this week, my Aquarians, and really, really look to be making some of those decisions that need to be made that are in terms of removing yourself from some of these situations and moving into a new direction based upon the truth that you know, that's been seen, that's been revealed. I'm going to pull one more card. We're going to pull a spiritual guidance card. Page of Swords. I cannot make this up. These were shuffled, and they weren't even arranged in order of sort or of suit or anything. So wow, really, really, please pay attention to your mental health. But also, you know, this could be, you are Aquarians, right? You are the geniuses of the zodiac. Like, you know, swords are kind of your suit, man. You guys see the truth very clearly a lot of the times, very objectively. You can pull together all the connections, connect all the dots, and that's what kind of the Page of Swords does. The Page of Swords takes a very kind of curious approach to life. He kind of removes himself from the situation to objectively observe it. So this is just repeating to me kind of really what some of these other things have said. Maybe remove yourself from some of these situations, be an objective observer of the reality, make decisions based upon the truth that's been gifted to you from the divine. You see what's going on here, move into these new directions that are more aligned with what you feel like your purpose is and what feel like is, energizing your spirits. Any kind of manipulative or kind of like unthought out any kind of this going on, we can get rid of that, because we're going to make the decisions to drop this, to drop these swords, to cut the things off that need to be cut off and move into these new spaces. But in any case, I love you, my Aquarians, so much. I hope you're doing well out there, and I will be back next week.